Okay, so we are looking into the info record, right? How to create an info record. So normally you can enter like, so here you can just enter this one. If it is info record is already there, so it will automatically show you what is the info record. Okay, so by default we cannot create more than one info record for one category. Okay, for standard, if there will be one info record will be there, you will not be able to create one more. Okay, so it will by default it will show. Okay, now just enter. So we have already seen this general data, and we have seen the purchasing data, right? And we are looking into the conditions, right? Okay, so you have to select the validity period. So basically there is issue with the conditions. Here there are some modifications have been done, so that's why it is not allowing to add the new condition type over here. Okay, so anyone checked in your system if it's there or not? Anyone has checked? Yes, no?
Yes,
Okay, fine. Okay, so now we will be looking into two of the condition. One is a your free goods, one is a scales. Okay, now if we go to scales, here you can see from scale quantity. Okay, here is from scale quantity. Let's say from one, I'll be putting over one. So from 1 kg, it will be 10 rupees. Okay, if I'm giving an order from 1 kg, it will be 10 rupees. Let's say I'll be giving here 100 kg will be 9 rupees. Okay, just enter. Okay, now what is it saying? Like if I order 100 kg, the price will be 9 rupees. So 1 to 99 will be 10 rupees. And let's say I'll be saying if I am ordering 500 kg, so the price will be 8 rupees. Okay, price will be 8 rupees. So 100 to 499, it will be 9 rupees. So these are the scales. So scales also you can maintain. And every, let's say vendor or supplier, they will have this, they will have this option of giving the scales to the companies. Okay, and in the, like wherever we are purchasing in a bulk, there will be some um, like scales will be there, there will be some negotiations will be there if you are purchasing a higher lot or higher quantity, so you will be able to get a lower price. So this is basically your scales. Okay, now next thing is your free goods. Okay, okay. So now here you can see supplier does not grant free goods. Why this is showing? Because we have not selected this free goods, I believe. So let us check this one. So what was the business partner? 23 or 24 something. 399. This one is the vendor. You go to purchasing. Here you can see Here you can see grant free goods. It was not selected, that's why it was showing that vendor does not supply or does not have a free goods. So this is the first mandatory indicator you have to select in vendor master in order to get some free goods. Okay. So now this is the first condition. Now let's save this one. Okay. Now we'll go to the second one. Try to execute now. Believe it will not work. Okay. Okay. So now here you can see free goods. Okay. So here you can see there is a exclusive indicator is there. Okay. So basically there are two types of free goods are there. Okay. So you might have seen this situation also. So let's say in some cases when you go to a supermarket, let's say if they're saying like if you purchase for 2000 uh, price of material, then you are going to get a free voucher, or let's say some grocery items free, or let's say some perfumes free, or something is free, but that you must not have purchased. Okay, so maybe you have purchased or maybe you have not purchased. So that is basically called a exclusive indicator. Okay, if you are purchasing something and you are getting a free item of a other thing, so not similar to the product. Okay. And next thing, let's say there might be some conditions you might have heard. So let's say if you are purchasing let's say 5 t-shirt, you are getting 1 t-shirt free, right? So this is basically if you are purchasing a t-shirt, you will be getting a t-shirt only. Okay. So this is called a inclusive indicator. Okay. So now what are these conditions and how these conditions will satisfy? So let's say if you are taking a means inclusive indicator. Okay. So now here you can see there are multiple ever there. So first thing here you have to select as a standard. Here you can select the base unit of measure or order unit. Let's say kg we are taking. We're taking kg. Okay. So what is the minimum quantity? Let's say minimum you have to buy 100 quantity. Okay. So let's say here. So here, let's say these are the from goods quantity. So from when you want to give a free quantity, let's say from 500 quantity, you want to give a free quantity. Okay. So now this is here you can see free goods. Okay. So here you can see free goods are there. So inside the free goods, you can mention like if I purchase for 500 quantity, then I will get 10 free goods. Okay. So 10 free goods means it is showing as inclusive. Okay. Inclusive will be there. Okay. So here you can see the inclusive indicator. Here you can see the exclusive indicator. Here you can see the inclusive indicator without generation. So if we select one, so it will be the inclusive. So here we can create. Okay, so here if we add for 500 kg, we are getting a 5 kg extra. Okay, so here you can see it is calculating in a percentage, 1% you are getting extra. So here we can see this is the calculation type. Okay, so here you are seeing the calculation type. So basically here important is your order, here your info record category. Okay, it should be standard, and here the order unit will be there, minimum quantity, from which quantity you want to give the free goods. Then here you can see some additional quantity, and here you can see there is a percentage is there, and this is the free goods, like indicator will be there, inclusive or exclusive, you can add it. Okay, so this is in S4 HANA. There is some screen changes in the ECC, or we can say it otherwise. Let's say there is a difference in the ECC which is modified in the S4 HANA. So in the ECC system, you can see a minimum quantity, you can see a from quantity, you can see a free goods, are free goods are available. So there you have to put this quantity over there. Okay, so free goods are inclusive or exclusive, there you have to put a indicator over there. Okay, this is the condition. So same, just hold on a second. Yeah, now please tell me. Hello, someone was asking something, right?
No, sir.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. So this is the free goods. Okay, these are the free goods. So here you can maintain like this one. Okay, now just save this one. Now we can save this one again. Okay, now the info record has been changed. Now this is how you can create an info record. Now the second thing is how we can create an info record without a material. Just remove this one. Okay, now just remove this one, click on enter. Okay, sorry, we are in change. Okay, okay, so we are in the creation screen. So here you can enter the vendor number, purchasing organization, plant. Don't enter the material number. Hit on enter. Now here you can see the material group is mandatory. Okay, here you can see the info record short text is there, and the material group, this will be mandatory field over here. So you have to enter a material group over here. So for that material group you can create a info record also. Okay, so this is basically the difference between info record with material master and info record without the material master. So without the material master or without the material also you can create an info record, but you have to enter a material group, right? So in that material master, it was not asking any kind of material group or anything, it was not mandatory, right? But here it is mandatory to have a material group if we are not creating with a material master for it. Okay, able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is all about your info record. Okay, this is one kind of master data. So info record is kind of mandatory for proceeding with a purchasing scenario, let's say here it will be having all of your terms and conditions will be there for your material or material and vendor combination. So these things you will be needed, you will be need like the price and all, it will be automatically flow from the info record to the purchase order. Okay, so price will be triggering from here. Okay, so here you can see. Okay, so there are certain tables are there, so let us just understand the tables. Okay, see here. Okay, so what are the tables are there? One is a uh, one is EINA table. Okay, so EINA table is basically your general data. Here you can see purchase order general data is there, right? So the general data, this all data will be saved in EINA table. Okay, try to remember these tables or try to note it down these tables. It will be very important in the interview. They must be asking you about the tables and all. Okay, so normally there are chances that they will be asking you about some standard tables. So try to understand or remember these tables. Okay. So first table is EINA. So this will contain the general data. Next table is EIN EINE. Okay. EINE is the second table which will contain the purchasing organization data. Okay. Purchase organization data will be there in the EINE table. Next is KONP. Next is KONP. So KONP will be having all of your condition record data. Okay. Now let's go here. Okay. So now let's go here. If we go to here, you can see EINA. Here you can see purchasing info record general data. If we go to NE, here you can see purchase info record, purchasing organization data. And here if you go to KONP, here you can see the conditions. Okay, so here you can see the condition record from here. Okay, so these are the tables for info record. Okay, so T codes we have already seen or we have already discussed, like ME11, ME12, 13, 14 and 15, right? Or I believe 14 is down there, 13 and 15. Okay, so these are the T codes which you are going to create a info record, change a info record, or let's say display info record, or you can flag for deletion. Okay, so these are basically the info record. Let me just
Sir, these are the standard table, right?
yes, these are the standard tables. These all are the standard tables. So now let's go to the next master data. So next master data is source list. So what is a source list? So source list is basically if you are having a material, from which sources you are going to buy it. Okay, let's say you are buying grocery. So whatever options are available to buy the grocery, you can buy it from Flipkart, you can buy it from Amazon, you can buy it from let's say GeoMart, you can buy it from let's say Big Basket, right? So these are some of the basic, let's say, well-known platforms from where you can purchase the grocery. So similarly for the business, if they are purchasing a material, there might be multiple source for the material will be there. So in that case, you have to maintain a source list for that material. Okay, so source list does not have many of the let's say many of the configuration. So one thing you can configure it for the, let's say, number range. So you can go to, sorry, material management, purchasing. So here you can go to source list. Okay. So there is no number range is also there. Sorry. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. So for source list, there is no um, there is no configuration is required. Okay, so basically we can directly create a info record. So for creating an info record, directly you can go to ME01 is the T code, or you can go to, this logistics. From the logistics material management, from here purchasing, inside purchasing there is a master data, inside the master data here there is a source list. So MA01 maintain, MA03 display, MA04 changes. These are three codes, three T codes are there. So just double click on it. So here you can put a material. So let's say, we will put this material and plant. Let's enter. So here it is asking you for a validity period. Okay, so let's say we will give a from period to period. Let's say we are giving this period, and we will be entering a vendor over here. So let's say we will be taking this vendor. Okay, so we'll be putting this vendor. Purchasing organization is PT10, and here you can maintain the procurement plant. It is up to you. If you want to maintain, you can maintain, or else you can leave it. So here there are some important terms are there. So first thing here you can see there is a fixed indicator is there, fixed source of supply. Okay, let's say if you want to have a automatic purchase order, if you want to create a automatic purchase order, so you can, let's say, from the purchase requisition you can create a purchase order. And let's say if in the purchase requisition the vendor is not there, so you can, if you have a fixed vendor over here, so in the purchase order by default it will take the fixed vendor. Okay, so fixed vendor is, it is a fixed kind of source of supply for this period of time you are maintaining this period. So from today to the 31st 12 2025 till this period, this vendor will be fixed vendor. So you will not be purchasing for from other vendors. Otherwise, let's say otherwise there is a quota arrangement is there, otherwise you will not be able to procure the material other than this vendor. Let's say I will put this vendor as a fixed indicator. Okay, so here there are two things needs to be understand. So if anyone is asking how I can make a vendor as a fixed vendor, so you have to tell that in the source list there is a fixed indicator is there, we have to maintain it. But there is a requirement is also there. So basically if you want to fix it for this vendor, you must have an info record created. Okay, so info record is mandatory. Second thing, you can create a source list for this one. Okay, so here you can just mention the sources. Okay, so here also you can maintain the same validity with some other vendor also you can maintain. Okay, same validity period. You can also put some other vendors, and you don't select this fixed indicator, you will be able to maintain. Okay, so let's say I'll be putting, let's say 398. If it is there 394, right? Let's say I'll be putting this one, just hit enter. Okay, so it is just showing you let's say warning message. Here you can see it is a warning message, yellow color button is there. So it is showing you a warning message that supplier 399 is a regular supplier for this material. Okay, because you are adding a new, that's why it is showing you that there is a regular vendor for this period. So don't worry, just hit enter. Okay, now just save this one. Okay, so now the source list we have maintained. So this is all about source list, so nothing much is there. So you can just go there. You have to put the vendor, you have to put a validity, purchase organization. If it is fixed, then you have to put a fixed indicator over here. Able to understand, able to get my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now last thing of the master data which we need now is a quotation master data. Okay, so sorry, it is a quota arrangement data. Okay, quota arrangement record. So what is a quota arrangement record? Basically, quota arrangement record is for a period. Let's say here we are maintaining this period. For this period, let's say there are material is required in a bulk quantity. Okay, bulk means let's say 1000, 2000, 5000 quantity I'll be needing. Okay, so in that case what will happen, let's say in the bulk quantity, so all of your supplier, they might not supply you material at a same price, or let's say there will be different condition. Let's say the price will be different, or let's say some vendor will give you at a higher price, but they will be giving you immediately the material. Let's say some people, some vendors are supplying you material at a cheaper price, but they will take, let's say, 1 month time or 2 month time. Okay, so in that case what you need to do, you have to create a quota arrangement. Let's say you can save the time also, and you can save the money also. How you can save it? Let's say some, let's say this vendor, if we say let's this vendor is supplying you the material at a cheaper price, but this vendor will give you the material at a later date. Let's say after 15 days, or after 30 days he is providing you the material. Let's say the second vendor, he is giving you the material at a higher price, but he will be giving you the material at a, let's say, earlier date. Let's say he is saying that I will be able to provide you the material in 7 days or in 5 days of your purchase order. So now let's say you want to start your work, or you want to start your production, so you don't have to wait for 1 month. So what you can do, you can take till 1 month's production material. Let's say for 1 month how many material is there, you can produce, you can take that from this vendor, because it is under a higher price. So you can give that quota, that much of amount to this vendor, and rest of the amount you can give to this vendor, right? So your production or your business will not stop, right? So from immediate you can start your business, and also you can get a material at a lower price. So how we can do that? So we can go to, this is already saved, right? So we can go to /n. So here you can see there is a quota arrangement. Okay, just execute. Here you can see the T codes MEQ1, MEQ3, MEQ4. Q1 for maintain, Q3 for display, Q4 for changes. Okay, now just go here. So here you can put the material, hit enter. Okay, so here you can put a validity period. Let's say any kind of validity period you can give. So here from is not given, only two you need to give. Okay, from date it will take from the today's date only. So we will take this date. Okay, so what is the minimum quantity split? What is the minimum quantity will be there? Let's say minimum quantity will be 1000. Okay, now it will be taking the dates. Select the thing. Now click on the item. Okay, now here you can put the procurement type, internal or external. Let's say for external. And here you can see special procurement if there is any kind of special procurement is there. Okay, so nothing is required for this one. Now here you have to put the vendor. Let's say vendor is this one, and let's say 394 is there. Okay, now hit enter. Okay, okay, so here it is saying info record for this supplier we have not maintained. That's why it is saying as info record is not maintained. So it is showing some warning, don't worry. So basically here you have to maintain a quota. Okay, so quota, let's say I'll be giving this one as a 1. Here I can put 3. Okay, or you can, here you can also put 4. Okay, so here you can see if you are putting changing the quota, it is changing the quantity. So here if you can give 1, so it is saying that 20% will be given to this vendor, and now 80% will be given to this vendor. Let's say I'll be giving here 5. So here you can see 16% will be given to this and 83% will be given to this. Okay, so this is how you can maintain the quota arrangement. Okay, now just say this one. So quota arrangement have been saved. So if you are going for a purchase order of quantity 1000, then automatically this quota arrangement will be activated. Okay, able to understand?
Yes,
Able.
sir.
Okay, so that's all for today. We will be starting the purchasing topics from tomorrow onwards. So this is all about your master data. Okay, try practicing these things. So from tomorrow we will be starting the purchase requisition. Okay, the purchasing topics will be starting from tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, sir.